everyone, and thank you for joining me today on A Moment with Lola. I have a special guest with me tonight. Her name is Bose. Thank you for coming tonight. I really appreciate you joining me tonight. We have a lot of interesting topics for you today that we're going to be discussing, and I hope at the end of the day you're going to be blessed, you're going to be inspired and empowered. Just stay tuned. So, without further ado, before I even begin, my guest tonight she's an actress. She's been featured in a couple of movies, and specifically Christian movies. And we're just gonna get to know her and see what she has in the works, in the pipeline. And without any further ado, I'm just gonna start with the questions. So, what made you go into acting?
First of all, thank you for having me.
Oh, you are.
I'm psyched to be here.
You're like family.
Yes, I am. So you have to have me. What made me actually go into acting it was a passion of mine. I was that kid that would watch movies and pause and be like, hold on, this doesn't make sense. I'll rewind because I'm seeing things that doesn't pan out that the average eye wouldn't catch. Mm-hmm. And I wasn't just doing that to be a critic, but I was noticing stuff that to me I was like, oh, this is how it could be made better. And just like in your church a while back, you guys had Pastor Sino Agweze, and he talked about wherever your pain and passion crosses is probably your calling. So that was like a confirmation that I'm totally in the right field, because I had a passion and a pain. Like I would see the things that were not right and would want to make it right. I just wasn't that downer to put movies down, but it's kind of like I noticed things and wished I had an avenue to make them better.
Okay. So and that opportunity came when? Opportunity for you to have the avenue to make it better, and when did that start for you?
Okay, so at a very young age I enjoyed acting, and I was in the drama. Like in school you're made to take different classes, so I had to take I was in the drama class, and I just noticed that myself and one other guy would be called upon whenever there was going to be a school fair or whatever to put a play together. And of course that died down as I grew up. And later on in life, I just found out that I found myself tailoring towards that.
And how long ago did you now actually become an actress, a confirmed actress?
That would be, let's say, about 9-10 years ago.
9-10 years
when I
ago.
I actually did my first official movie. I was like, yay, I was in the movie. Yes.
Yep. It's all. So how was and how did that come about?
Funny story, because my church, I was praying about it.
What's the name of your church?
My former church. I was going to a redeemed church. Okay. I was praying about it, about God. I believe this is what you've called me to do. Make a way for me, basically, was what I was doing. Absolutely. And so the pastor of the church actually wrote a script, and he wanted to do a movie. And he was like, do you think we can do this? Because I used to write scripts for the church, and we would do plays.
So how many movies have you been featured in?
Oh, I really...
Exactly, how many? Or if you can,
more than 5.
More than 5, okay. Yeah, okay.
I don't have an exact count.
Okay. So what was the first movie? What was it, the first one like for you?
It was interesting because it was out of my comfort zone.
Okay.
So, well, not out of my comfort... Yes, because I've never acted before, so it's kind of like... And it was so funny because I guess being the new kid on the block and everything, I was so on point. Like I had Ziploc and label all my little props and costumes and everything. Everything was... So anytime they say go and change, I would go and come back and I'll be the first one down. And they'd be like, how come you're down? And I'm like...
Did you have a personal assistant?
No. No. The movies I've been a part of, they're really small budgeted movies. And that's, God bless the heart of the people doing all these Christian movies. It's not about to them the bottom line, but getting the messages out there.
Okay.
So, people are coming on set with their own outfits, jewelry, all that kind of stuff. You do have people on who would take care of stuff, but because of how it's so low budget, it's some certain people they would get some stuff for, but for the most part, they ask you to bring as much as you can.
Yeah, because the bottom line is the message that, that you're trying to get across to the people.
Yeah, and they're not trying to hold the projects, for the stories, the messages too long because they're trying to buy all these things. So whatever actors and actresses can bring on location.
Oh wow, that's
appreciate.
Quite honorable. So, out of all them, what was the name of your first movie?
Red Flags.
Red Flags, and how that was the one that you were on point. You were always ready, and
that's the one that I was always dressed and ready to go. Like Energizer Bunny, just excited to be here. I didn't want anybody to tell anybody like, don't bring her again. So I was always like first dressed and everything. But then other people were like, does this look good? I was like, shouldn't you guys have done that before coming? I don't know, I'm the new kid.
So, I'm just saying, So, out of all the movies that you have, can you give us a couple? What are the names of the ones, the movies that you've been featured in, and which one out of the whole lot that has been that was challenging? That in terms of the character, what you had to go through to actually embody the character.
Most of the movies I've been in have been challenging, and not because of I'm acting, but I wear more than one hat on a movie location.
Okay.
But the first movie I was part of, I went there kind of hyperventilating because, like I said, I wasn't, I didn't do the audition. They hadn't seen me yet. I don't know if they had seen a picture of me, and my character had a child that was ready to get married. So of course, looking at myself, I'm like, these people haven't seen me yet. By the time they see me, especially with what happened to me when I was auditioning for my first movie, for my first, the audition I said I was doing locally, that I was anchoring for the movie, I didn't get the part because I looked too young. So now me going for this movie, and I was supposed to be depicting this typical African mother who wanted her child to get married to this rich man. I was like, ooh, will I be able to portray what they want? So that was a bit challenging, but it was fun. I'm sure. And then the other movies, like I said, those ones when I had a major role, and I was also what you call the continuity manager, making sure everything is on point. I was wearing different hats, so it's like, I'm like, okay, taking note of everything, and then it's like, oh, it's your turn to act. Okay, hold on, let me get into character, and I have to do my little thing, and then start acting. So that would be the ones that would challenge it.
So, so what's in the future for you? So do we see some type of producer work, directing, what do we see in the future for you?
All of the above.
Okay.
I'm a script writer, and even though I'm an actress, I'm a script writer, and I honestly believe people who write scripts can direct. Because it's kind of like when you read a book and you go and see the movie, sometimes people prefer to see the movie before they read the book because you've already played out the book in your head. You're able to vision how you're seeing everything going, and then by the time you watch it, if it's not what you've envisioned, you feel let down. So as you're writing a script, it's the same thing. You're already playing it in your head. You know how you want it to come out. So I really want to go into directing. And of course, I want to be able to produce the money, so it means I need the cha-ching to do it.
I hear you.
I believe there'll be provision for that. But everybody watch out. I'm aspiring to actually have little plays on YouTube.
Okay.
So I'll hit you up once I have things out there for you to share with the viewers.
I'm going to be the first one to invite you back.
Okay.
So we can talk about all the details.
Alrighty.
Okay. So, and this is probably going to be my last question for you. What, for anyone who's looking to be an actress, what would be, or anyone who's currently in it and probably, they're discouraged or, what have you, what would be your advice to them?
Okay. For two parts. So you have those who want to just get into it. I'll talk to them first. I'll say pray about it. That's going to sound very cliche, like we pray about everything, but seriously pray about it, because when God has called you to something, the devil isn't going to just be like, okay, girl, go ahead,
Yeah, fulfill destiny.
Right, fulfill destiny. He's going to throw everything at you to discourage you. And unless you know that this is what the Lord has called you to do, you might just want to throw in the towel and be like, I'm done. And I shared my first, audition where I was good. I was told, right there and then when I auditioned, I didn't know the outcome. I had to go back and be like, so have you heard any word? Did I make the cut? And I was told, oh no, you were really good, but you're not going to get it because you look too young. And I was like, what? Like, my bad for looking good at my age. No, but seriously,
I hear it. My bad for fearfully and wonderfully made.
Right. But on a serious note, my little ego was hurt. Like, wow, because I've been praying about this, and then I was told, because of just you look young, you're not going to get the part. And I went home, I prayed about it. I'm like, okay, Lord, maybe this is not the one for me. I will support it. I will do whatever it is I need to do. And after that prayer, guess what? I was told, you know what, we're going to redo the script to fit you.
Wow.
Because we want you to act this role. So I could have been discouraged. It could have been, maybe it was a test to see. Because in this industry, pride can easily set in.
Absolutely.
Where you have somebody randomly saying, oh, let me take a picture with you. My first movie, I was at the airport going home and some person was like, let me take a picture with you. And I'm like,
wow.
Okay. You know? So,
but how was that experience for you?
It was cool, but at the same time, I'm like, nobody knows me, but all right, let's take a picture. So I would say, pray about it. There's going to be
ups and downs,
and you need to know that regardless, I'm going to forge ahead because this is what God has called me to do. And then for those who are in it and you're not making headway as you would love to, don't get discouraged. I was praying about it for a while. Lord, how, I know this is what you've called me to do. How do I connect? I even saw someone, I went for a conference, and there was a stage play by, a ministry. And I saw somebody I'd known from childhood, and I was like, oh, this is my divine connection. I went to meet him. How can I get into this? And he literally flat out told me, sorry, like, we're not accepting any new members, is what I was told. Like, maybe when we come and do something in your state, you'll be known as a field member. Wow. Well, see how God works. Even though this was someone I'd known from childhood, the person who directed the movie I was in, the first movie I was in, that was actually his ministry.
Wow.
So God connected me still. So don't be discouraged. Once you're doing what God has called you to do, He will connect you to the people. And then, of course, I started years ago. Now there's actually information out there. You can pick up any one of those movies and send them emails and let them know you're interested. There's actually a group called NASADRAM. It's the North America Conference of Drama Ministers.
Okay.
So they're looking for new members, and that is a way to connect with different directors, script writers, and all that kind of stuff. So things have actually moved along, and it's easier to connect with people versus when I started.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. And I'm going to have that information at the bottom of this video. Thank you so much. It's been a blessing. It's been a breath of fresh air having you here with me tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us tonight. It's been fabulous, and we hope that you've been inspired, you've been encouraged to follow your dreams. Until we meet again on A Moment with Lola, have a wonderful day and remain blessed.
Amen.